Hi, guys and gals. It's Double B Billy Boudreaux back with another installment of WGS-TV right here on the WGS YouTube channel. Now, this is going to be a little bit unique, guys. As you can probably see, this isn't just a normal video. You're getting a tag team affair. Because you see the guy here with me on video is the Studley man, Ashley. Ashley.
How the hell did I get here? Let me out. Let me out.
It's called Louisiana Voodoo. That's why you're here. But
I knew I should have eaten that chicken.
Well, anyway, guys and gals, the bulk of this video is going to be about the latest in Doctor Who. So, just right off the bat, if you're not up to date on the series Doctor Who and everything that's been happening so far, then stop the video right now, because then you'll have absolutely no idea whatsoever as to what we're talking about. And if you haven't seen the new episode yet and you don't want to be spoiled by what happens, by what we say in this video, then stop the video and wait till you see the video, the episode in itself, then come back and watch us. So, as the title of the episode says, let's kill Hitler. Now, a little bit...
Still amazed by that title. Still amazed by that title. But
I think a lot of people were. I mean, needless to say, Stephen Moffat is a genius. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Because it was a really unique episode. Now, Ashley, you watched the prequel a lot more than me. What was in the prequel for this episode?
It was basically the TARDIS has an answering machine. And even though he doesn't know it, but he does. And Amy was basically phoning him saying, have you found Melody? Who, as we found out in the last episode, was with a song. And during all that, the Doctor, who could answer, is just sat there, or not really sat there, stood at the console just looking sad, refusing to answer. Possibly because he knows something. It isn't actually hinted at or anything, but it kind of, the look that he gives to me is kind of like he knows something about his daughter.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gotten on to the fact that the astronaut is River Song and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already know that, so if Amy's like that, it's like...
Well, let's get to one of the precipices of the show, and our focal points, rather, is what I'm trying to say here, is right at the start of the show, we see the Doctor, Amy, and Rory talking outside of the TARDIS, and then next thing you know, we have a sports car that comes in, nearly takes out the Doctor, and then it turns out to be a friend of theirs, and her name was Mel's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that one.
And apparently, they were asking if the car was hers, and she said, yeah, ish. And next thing you know, we hear police sirens. And then, next thing you know, Mel pulls out a gun and points it right at the Doctor. And then the Doctor says, well, Mel says, you got a time machine? We could go anywhere in time? Let's go kill Hitler. And I think that's pretty much what we're going to try to...
I don't know. Let's kill Hitler.
Now, what did you think about that opening? I was like, what in the world is going on? I mean, how does she know about the Doctor, and two, pointing a gun at him, too?
Well, it hinted at what was revealed slightly later on. I won't talk about it here, because it probably makes more sense to talk about it when we get the revelation. So, next topic.
Well, next topic, and another point in the episode, we see the TARDIS in 1939's Berlin crashing through...
1938.
1938, I apologize.
The war hasn't started yet.
And
that's a key plot point as well.
Yes, the war hasn't started yet, and they crash into Hitler's office. Now, the thing we need to talk about right here, guys, is before that took place in the episode, apparently the Doctor isn't the only one who is a time traveler. Apparently, we got the British equivalent to, well, if you guys have seen the Eddie Murphy movie, Meet Dave, where they have all these little people piloting the...
Except it was not better than Meet Dave.
Yeah, because it was a UK Meet Dave, right?
No, it was Anything's better than Meet Dave.
Well, anyway, it was still like the same, idea behind it. There was
Same premise. What they call it? Tessellect?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Let's
like
go
that.
Wikipedia.
Well, he's doing that, guys. It was a lot of people inside this robot body. It was like they were miniaturized.
Yeah, it's a ship. The Tesselector. The robot is known as Justice Vehicle 6018. Now, is this some kind of coding in 6018 that's a clue? Damn it.
I don't know. It could be just a random number, or maybe with the newer episodes coming up, it could be a hint at something. It could be a hint at something. Now, this robot, these people actually take out what I think we could call him Hitler's second-in-command guy, and transports him inside
I think he was just a bloke. Hang on. Let's find out.
Yeah,
Again,
it might have been. Might have been, but you can never be too sure.
No, he assumed the form of a Wehrmacht officer. So he was just a subordinate officer. He wasn't no actual, like, special person or anything. He was just a standard officer that basically attacked Hitler and charged him for war crimes. The only problem is...
They were in the wrong time.
Yeah, they were in the wrong time. So because they done it early, did they put the idea in Hitler's head to do the war crimes?
Who knows?
If that happens, they're dead.
Yeah, pretty much so. Pretty much so. So while these people are attempting to take out Hitler, at the same time that's when the TARDIS comes in and pretty much crashes into Hitler's office.
Smashes in the Tesselector.
One thing we need to let you guys know is during the ride, Mel's with the gun shoots at the TARDIS. A gunshot went off in the TARDIS. I'm not sure what part of the TARDIS was broken, but one thing that did happen was they had to evacuate immediately because noxious smoke was coming from the TARDIS, and they had to get out of there, or else they would be like suffocated.
You couldn't fire the gun in the TARDIS. I was lying.
Yeah. Well, anyway, next thing we know, they see Hitler, and they're all like mesmerized that they saved Hitler's life. And then next thing we know, we have a gun battle or something like that. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, Hitler says, "Thank you, you saved my life," and points his gun at the Tesselector. And fires over shot.
And turns out Hitler was not a very good shot.
Well, no, it was. He didn't know the Tesselector was a robot.
Yeah,
so
but
basically, those bullets just went straight through, and
connected with Mel's. So at this point in the episode, we're all thinking. Now, again, at this point in the episode, guys, we're thinking Mel's is a regular human.
We've only just seen this character for the first time, and now she's dead.
Or dying at the time. And
earlier, we do see her in flashbacks, though, as a school child and everything, with Rory and Amy, and Rory basically seems a dumbass.
In a sense.
We're playing hide and seek. Yeah, well, we haven't found you yet.
Oh, my. Yeah. That's pretty much how it was for old Rory, guys. Now, after this flashback was over, we get the shock of a lifetime. Mel's starts regenerating. You heard me right. Regenerating. Yeah. Time Lord regenerating. And he regenerated into the character we know as River Song. I was shocked as hell. Because I didn't see that coming. I didn't see them actually showing the actual, I guess we could call it maybe the birth of River Song, if we could call it like that, Ash. I didn't think they would actually debut it like that in an episode.
They did it in they did it in episode 2. They did it in. They've done it in every single other regeneration when it's happened. They just have it done like that.
Yeah, but when we saw it in Day of the Moon, the child form of Melody Song, we were not aware of the fact that was Amy and Rory's daughter, or that was River Song at an early age. We didn't realize that.
Not at the time, but, the information that's been fed to us in drips over the course of the first 7 episodes and the course of this one, we basically know that I won't say it is, because anything can happen in Doctor Who, but it seemingly is her that kills the Doctor.
Now,
the key thing is, as said later in the episode, it's a set date. He dies that date. So if that's the case, how the hell are they doing a Christmas special and a new series next year?
Well, keep in mind, on that set date, here's what I'm thinking. On that set date, he was 200 years older. The doctor we're dealing with right now is in the age range of 900. So I'm thinking they're going to keep it on the timeline of his age being at 900, possibly for the Christmas specials and stuff like that. That's just my thinking on it. That's just my thinking on it.
There's going to be some... Remember, times changed before in the Big Bang and all that.
Yes.
Who says time couldn't change again? But then again, it's explained this can't change. It's a fixed point, like with the scientist's death in the water of Mars. That's a fixed point. It had to happen.
Yeah.
There are certain events, like the death of the face of Bo, who could be Captain Jack. Fixed point. Has to happen.
Well,
anywho.
Yeah, back to the episode. Now, I find the way they actually did the full-on introduction and her reaction to her new look, I found it to be quite comedic.
It's the same with every Doctor. Look what happened when Tennant regenerated into Smith at the end of time. He's like, I've got hair! I've got loads of hair! It's kind of like, now the Doctor can see what he thinks. Because we haven't seen the Master regenerate.
No.
Even in the old episodes back in the 60s and whatever, we haven't really seen him regenerate and do that kind of reaction. Because that's what they'd be like. It'd be like, what's the new me like? Because they can't really look in a mirror.
And she uttered a very funny line. Do you remember what that line was? It's something along the lines of, what do you think, Mr. Robinson, or something like that?
No, it's playing to the joke from the first episode of the first part of this season, series, whatever, where, he's there, he says, oh, I'm the Doctor, and this is...
Oh, when they're in the Oval Office.
Mindy. Yeah, this is Mork, Mindy, and Mrs. Robinson.
And she goes, I hate you.
Yeah, a nice little dig to the Graduate. But the thing is, that's after, I think... Well, it's got to be after what happened with that. So as soon as basically... So unwittingly, he's gone... she's gone, hello, Benjamin, which kind of fits into it somehow. Which is nice and sweet. But that was a nice little moment when I heard, hello, Benjamin, in that seductive way. I was like, God damn! God damn! This is like bringing flashbacks to The Graduate. Good film. If you don't know what we're talking about, go see The Graduate. It's brilliant. It's only about 100 minutes or so, but it's like the ultimate MILF. That's what it basically is. That's what it basically is. It's like the stiff. Well, no, even the Stifler's mum scene from American Pie is inspired by The Graduate. The whole thing, and that's what basically. And you could basically see the Doctor after she goes to hello Benjamin and runs off. He's suddenly like, I'm hiding something. I'm not letting you see.
Now, amidst all of this comedic performance during the introduction of the River Song character, guys, we see them kiss, which turns out to be quite deadly for the Doctor because...
Sealed with a kiss.
Sealed with a kiss. She was wearing poison lipstick. Apparently, she was programmed in a way to kill the Doctor.
Ever since. Eye patch woman!
And we haven't seen Eye Patch Woman since the season finale from the last
But as
season.
we saw in the teasers for this return of the season, she is in it somewhere.
Yes. But if you haven't seen it yet, we're not going to spoil it for you guys. You have to see it.
As is River Song, possibly, with the... Can't
Yep.
do... I need a grey piece of cardboard. Ah, sorry. We'll do it for next time.
No, that won't work. Anyway.
Yeah, iPhone don't count, no.
No.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, we see her leap out of the building. Well, again, it's TV, guys. Go figure. And then next thing you know, she's approached by a bunch of German soldiers, and she says she's going to kill Hitler. And then next thing you know,
I was just swanning around, you know, looking for somebody to chat to. And I thought, I don't know, why don't I kill the Fuhrer?
Yep.
Typical Moffat kind of, you know,
Yeah.
brush it off. Like.
But
And of course, because of that, firing squad shoot at her, and then she's like, one thing, never shoot at somebody who's regenerating. Backs off, flashes them off, and then does like the L'Oreal kind of pose with her hair, like, because I'm worth it. It's that kind of thing.
now,
And then she just randomly gets on the motorbike and drives off. Meanwhile, all of this, Amy and Rory go after her. Amy with a kind of jacket, well, it kind of looks James Dean / Steve McQueen-ish. And then this Tesselector robot that's turned up, or whatever, to try and kill them and everything.
Yeah.
That, you know, suddenly gets up after it's been punched and they steal the guy's bike. And it's like, okay, this time we're copying the bike. And then, like bloody Tron, it goes, and he's on the bike.
yeah.
It's brilliant.
Now, I think we should let everybody know the reason why the test selectors were going after River Song is they witnessed everything
War
too.
crimes.
Yeah.
They do war crimes. They wanted to kill Hitler, but they forgot that they were killing him too early. So then it's like, we need to pull out and get him at a later date. And then it's like, oh, hold the phone. It's her. If we get her, we'll get a year off.
Yeah.
She is like the most wanted criminal in all the galaxy. It's ironic, because in previous years it was always the Doctor that was the most wanted criminal, but now it's her. Now, I don't know what we call her yet, but it was hinted at, I believe, in the 5th season, talking about a female Time Lord. The Oracle or something? Something like that. Playing on the fact that, you know, we had the Master, which I'm going to have to go back and report back on that next week with next week's episode as a side note before we get into it. But there was something that he mentioned, which, you know, now I'm thinking because of her being Time Lord, top style or whatever, it's like, okay, was there a clue there? Like a year and a half before? If there was, Gordon Moffat, he's done it again.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the scene we saw in there where he's Doctor's inside the TARDIS, and
by the way, after all that, Hitler is locked in the cupboard.
Oh yes,
That's the last you see of Hitler.
yeah. Thank
For all
goodness, too.
you know, it changed history because Hitler was just locked in the cupboard.
Yeah.
All the stuff that actually happened in the war, he never saw. He was just still in the cupboard.
Yeah. Let's talk about the scene where the Doctor is in the TARDIS, and he was like being scanned, and he was talking to
The voice interface hologram.
Yes, the voice interface hologram. The way they played that off, it looked like they were making the voice interface hologram. They were trying to make him, you know, so redundant and that it was going to piss the Doctor off.
What it was supposed to be him, and it was, you know, because the TARDIS has got a memory, and it's like, oh, I don't want to talk to myself. Can I talk to somebody else, please? Up pops Rose. Oh, guilt! Another one. Up pops Martha. More guilt.
Yeah.
Then somebody else. Donna Noble. Oh, how much guilt? Come on! And then magic. Little Amy appears.
We're talking the 12-year-old Amelia.
Yeah.
You know,
Little Amy.
You know, the fish custard Amy.
Oh, little Amelia Pond. Yeah. And it's brilliant. It's like you have contracted a poison. You have 31 minutes to. You have 31 minutes to live.
I think it was 32.
Oh, can't. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, you have 32 minutes to live.
You have 31 minutes, you'll be okay. In 32 minutes, you'll be dead.
Yeah. Yep. You have 31 minutes to live. In 32 minutes, you'll be dead. Just even from that, it's humorous. It's
because he's arguing with the hologram.
No, it's like, well, can you stop saying I've got 32 minutes before I die, please? Okay, you have 31 minutes to live. In 32 minutes, you'll be dead. That's a bit bad, but oh, come on! Can you show some emotion? I am a voice interface. Please! Something that cares. Fish custard. And then that gives him the bravery to go, yeah, I'm gonna finish this off. Even if I die.
Yeah. Well,
because there must be something.
Now,
in fish custard.
We're going to fast forward a little bit more into the episode, and at one point, we have the robot, Amelia Pond, or the test selector. It's in the form of Amelia right now, at this point, guys. And they transport Rory and Amy inside. Now,
it's a laser miniaturization ray in the eyes or in the mouth or whatever.
Now, keep in mind, in this ship, they have, actual antibodies. And if you're not a registered, I guess, a certified person to be...
You don't have your weird tag thing.
You're dead.
You are going to be dominated.
Yes, exactly. That's how they got rid of the German guy in the beginning of the episode. But they were able to... I can't remember what the guy's name was. It was one of the crew members. And he was able to get them both a wrist thingy. That's all I could call it, a wrist thingy. And they got them both certified so they wouldn't die at that point. So, and they bring him to the bridge. They bring him to the bridge where they can witness everything. And now, at another point, River Song is there, and they kind of entrap her in some sort of a beam. And they were going to kill her first.
No, they were going to give her hell.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what they said. They were going to give her hell. And then next thing you know, we see the Doctor in a tuxedo.
In his top hat and tails. The same gear that he wore, interestingly enough, for Amy and Rory's wedding.
Exactly. And he had a cane.
There's been quite a lot of mention as well for all this about marriage, which may or may not be ironic given that the last episode we now know is entitled The Wedding of River Song.
Yes, it is. And keep in mind now, the Doctor gave Amy the sonic screwdriver for her to use. The Doctor had a cane, but this was no ordinary cane, guys.
Oh, it's a sonic cane.
It's a sonic cane. It popped up right at the top and had the little green thing and everything like that. And then there was an exchange that went back and forth between the Doctor and I believe the captain of the test selectors.
Yeah.
And it was quite humorous a little bit, and then we get to the point where the poison is really starting to take effect. And the Doctor, he's losing control of his muscles, especially in his leg. He can't stand.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, my leg has just gone to sleep. Oh, I might have a sit down because it looks like the other leg's gone to sleep.
Yeah. And at that point, that's when they start to give River Song the hell, as she was starting to be engulfed in flames in a sense, and the Doctor screams at him to stop it. And this is we're starting to get to the revelations part of the episode, guys. This is when we start to really start to understand it. Because, throughout the episode, they were calling her River Song, River Song. She didn't know what they meant. Remember, this is the birth of the River Song character. She's never had it before. She's never been called that before.
Yeah. Because he's technically family, because River is technically part Time Lord, part human, from Amy and Rory and all that. So, he has the right to ask for the records.
Yes.
And then we get some interesting stuff, which I'm guessing is the whole plot point of the entire series. And it involves a silence. Yes, they're not dead. In fact, they're not even creatures. They are a religious cult.
Yes.
Which believes in, I guess, a belief that the Doctor must die.
Yeah.
But there is a twist. The silence will fall when the question is asked.
But here's the thing. We never know we never heard the question. We don't know what the question is, which really leads both me and Ashley to believe, guys and gals, that it has something to do with the wedding of Rose.
It's going to be either will you
Song.
marry me, or do you take this Time Lord to be your lawfully wedded Time Lordian husband?
Now,
That's the question.
That's
and
what
then
we're
when
thinking.
the answer comes, boom.
Yeah, everything
Then
will fall.
it could be what's the answer to life, the universe, and everything, and the answer's 42. We already know that, so it could, it could be any question.
So it's just pure speculation. But from the way, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, Stephen Moffat is a genius. Is a genius.
Well,
he could tie it into the wedding. He could tie it in.
In his individual episodes that he did in the first 4 seasons, he did a lot of scary stuff. But it's kind of the season to look over. He's come a lot more humorous than he did. I mean, okay, there was some humour in not the Unquiet Dead, the one with the silence in the library.
No.
Oh, it's dawned on me. Silence in the Library, the one with River Song.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, David Tennant was on that one.
This is proof that this has been live recorded, because I just realised it was there all along.
Wow.
He planned it out for 2 years.
Man.
But no, he had humorous stuff in Blink. Although he has done some crazy horrifying stuff. I mean, arguably the most horrifying thing of this season was the silence, because they were based on the Edward Munch screen painting thing or whatever. And yeah, overall that was scary.
Right, now, back in the episode, guys, at this point, the test selectors are unwavering. They're not willing to give up on River's song and everything like that. So,
Of course, Amy is like, hang on, however, despite the fact she's now older than me, it's my motherfucking daughter. Oh, warning, there is swearing in this video.
Yeah, they get the warning after you do it. Anyway, pulls out the sonic screwdriver, guys, points it at everyone's wrist thingies, screws them up, and next thing you know, all the antibodies in the ship are going after the crew. They're going after the crew, and then that's when the captain orders an immediate emergency beam up for everybody except Amy, Amelia, and Rory, and everything is gone. So they're at this point in the episode, they're running from the antibodies, which is typical. The Doctor's companions are in trouble. They need the Doctor to help them. Now, at this point, the Doctor is near death.
He's nearly dead, but he's still clambering like, I've got to get to the TARDIS to help them.
Yes, and
then he realises he can't do it,
and is pleading with River Song.
Yeah,
but
because he knows what she becomes,
and
because she is still, she must care for her family, which is Amy and Rory. He kind of knows in the back of his head that she's going to do the right thing, hopefully.
Now, at this point in the episode, Amelia and Rory are cornered by the antibodies. Next thing you know,
because everybody else is teleported to somewhere.
And, they're trapped, they're cornered. We're thinking, oh no, this is the end. Next thing you know, we see the TARDIS pop up around them to save them. Then we're thinking, oh, the Doctor did it somehow. We don't know how he did it, but he did it. The next thing you know, they turn around, and it's not the Doctor that piloted the TARDIS. It was River Song.
Turns out I know how to pilot this. The TARDIS told me. I am a child of the TARDIS.
That's. I think that could also be a big clue for something later on.
We already know the Doctor has a wife. It was episode 4.
And that was a particularly sad episode, too.
Well, that was the TARDIS.
Yeah.
The TARDIS becoming human.
Yeah. And I think that's, and all of the series is, I think that was actually the first time we ever see the Doctor cry. If I'm not mistaken. I don't think I've, and all this, in this.
And I think he cried, he cried, there was a shed of a tear when, 10th Doctor left Rose on the beach.
Dave Pennant?
At the end of season 2, yeah. You know, he was about to say, I love you to Rose, and the signal went, and you could see him crying. And then, of course, the key moment then is the, he goes on his merry way, and that's the Christmas Invasion episode? No. Christmas Invasion, then it was the Runaway Bride.
Yeah.
So, it was going into that one, anyway.
But I believe in that episode we see the Doctor's wife, we kind of have an affirmation, you know, of the connection between the Doctor and the TARDIS in that episode. Now, that could be a video we could talk about on a future date there. But now back to Let's Kill Hitler, the episode. They come back, and the Doctor is basically on his deathbed. You know, he's fixing to, you know, kick the bucket, and then he wants he
wants a final word with River.
And then next you know, he whispers something to River. We don't hear what
it
is. And what I'm thinking is, Ashley, I'm thinking that the question that they were talking about in the report about the silence, I believe he told her the River Song what the question was.
Well, if he didn't say what the question was it the answer? Or something, I don't know.
And then after that, the Doctor is dead at that point in time. And then we see something I've never seen before. You know, we see the yellow aura. Because when the Doctor regenerates, in the seasons we've seen on BBC and BBC America, like with Christopher Erickson, who was a really great doctor, by the way, Dave Pennant, and now with Matt Smith, the way they regenerated, it was like a yellow aura surrounding their body, and it was like a beam of light. River Song starts generating this light and giving it to the Doctor. And next thing you know, the Doctor comes back to life. And then in the following
with
scene,
the immortal words, "Hello, sweetie."
And in the following scene, guys, we found out what happened. River Song gave up the rest of her regenerations, and
however many that may be,
and gave it to the Doctor. Now, we've all known for the longest time that a Time Lord is really only supposed to have like 13 regenerations, 13 lifetimes.
Well, you say that,
but then
we've already seen a Time Lord take more generations,
and I believe that's what we've seen.
That was in the classic series, which was the Master. The Master was basically coming to his 13th life, and the Doctor's like...
At his 11th.
I will... the Doctor... No, but the Doctor has always been... Because what it is, if you are a Time Lord, you can take the lives of other Time Lords to extend your life.
Yeah.
Which is always against his code, but given that she's technically his part daughter, we already know she's got a daughter because it was in season 4, 3, or whatever, with, Donna and Martha. But this, I guess, is technically his half-daughter because it's with Amy and Rory and all that, but that's the other thing as well. What's happened to the Doctor's daughter? She's never appeared.
No, she has not.
Could it be her? Could it be her somehow? I don't know. Probably not, but...
Well...
could bring her back, given that the actress who actually played her is romantically involved with David Tennant. Per chance.
Well, next thing we know, we're basically at the end of the episode where River Song and Amy Rory and the Doctor part ways, and we start seeing scenes for the next week's Doctor.
No, we see him in the TARDIS with the screen saying 22nd of April.
Oh yeah, that's right. He discovers his
2011.
He discovers his death date.
Late City.
They discover his death date.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe, doesn't he try to question Amy and Rory about it too? And then Amy says something.
No, it's like Amy says, "Oh, what's that on the screen?" Oh, nothing. It's just some data I get from the Tesseract.
So that proves he knows. So thinking back to the first episode 1 of the last season, when they see the astronaut in the lake, and he utters the words, "Whatever you do, do not interfere." That doctor at that time knew exactly what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, we just had, everybody's wondering, how does he know what's going to happen?
Question is, did he know that before as well, though?
Who knows? Again, Stephen Moffat, even though he's a genius, he likes to,
He likes to swerve you.
He likes to swerve you. And that's pretty much the end of the episode, guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we saw from episode 2, which is going to debut, over here in the United States.
No, episode 9.
Well, yeah, the second episode
from
of the
what
season.
I've seen from the listings over here, they're not treating it as a separate season. This is basically, there was a break in the middle, so this is
so they're just calling it a break.
Like how it is sometimes with the US shows where they go over 2011 to 2012 and they get in the award season when they hand out all the film awards. They can't do it, so then they just take like a month or 2 month break.
So let's talk a little bit about what we've seen so far, when it comes to this next episode. And apparently it's going to be, from what people...
Night Terrors.
Night Terrors. And I believe Stephen Moffat is... Did you tell me that Stephen Moffat said this was going to be...
No.
Or from what you saw...
It's Mark Gatiss. Mark Gatiss, the writer who did the Charles Dickens one, The Unquiet... Was it The Unquiet Dead?
Yeah, I think it was.
He also... He starred in the Lazarus Experiment. He was the one that turned into the huge weird spider thing.
Oh, that's him?
And he also wrote the Dalek one that you saw last season with the, the multicolored Daleks. Joseph and his amazing technicolor Daleks.
Yeah,
coming soon.
Yeah, it's the World War II Daleks, striving to recreate the race, and then we get the multicolored Daleks.
But some of the stuff that he's written in other things has been pretty crazy, and he is a huge horror fan, so he's got the capacity to make this episode a pretty scary one for kids, certainly.
Yes, because from what we've seen so far, the Doctor meets this family, and this kid apparently is seeing monsters in his attic or something like that, or in his closet.
Yeah. And of course, as the Doctor already knows, monsters are real. We saw that in Fear Her.
Yeah.
Where it's set in the 2012 Olympics, and the girl basically, she does the drawings and they come to life. We already know, those monsters in the closet and everything exist. Which is nice to really scare the kids out of their beds. So okay, the lights are gone. But is there anything still in my wardrobe?
Let's Kill Hitler official
Which
rating.
like.
Official WGS rating for Let's Kill Hitler. For me, on a 5-star rating, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Because basically I thought it would... because based on the episode, I thought we would have had more involvement of the Hitler, I want to say character, but it is a character in the episode. I would thought we would have seen more involvement with Hitler, or of Hitler, basically an episode that has his name in it, and we don't see it. That was my only gripe about it. Otherwise, it was an absolutely fantastic episode by Stephen Moffat.
How could they kill Hitler in 1938? Because the Doctor is all about not changing time. Come on.
Yeah, I know that wasn't going to happen. I'm not talking about the actual killing of Hitler, but like more involvement. Like maybe he would be the antagonist of the episode. That he did something to like maybe conspire with the Daleks or something to have him more involved.
He was Hitler was the turning point.
He was the turning point and a target for the turns. I forgot the name already. The turn selects or something like that.
Tesselector.
The Tesselectors.
No, he was the key point. He didn't know it was the Tesselector, but it was his gun that made Mel's change
into River Song.
Yeah, he was the crux point.
Well, personally, like I said, maybe not actually kill Hitler in an episode, because, again, that would be...
What you wanted to see was Winston Churchill from the last season to come on, and then they just have a fist fight. Oh, come on, take a fighting.
But, it's just a minor gripe. That's why I give the show I only took off a half a point. And so, it was only just a minor gripe of mine, like I said, it's 4.5 out of 5 from me, because, like I said, the overall presentation, like I said, Matt Smith at his best. The rest of the characters, Arthur Davil, he was fantastic too. I forget the actress's name for Amelia Pond. I do apologize because I've been watching it for the past 2 seasons. I should know it, but at this point in time, I'm blit. But
Karen Gillard.
Karen Gillard, thank you, Ash. Karen Gillard. Overall they were fantastic. I loved everything about the episode except that little minor gripe I had. Again, it's just a minor gripe. That's why I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Ashley, what did you think about it?
Oh, 5 out of 5, obviously. Well, not obviously, but it was it kind of made sense the way they broke it up into 2 separate seasons, because this episode felt like a season opener, which I guess it needed to after the last couple of months of... Because previously it's always been 13 episodes back-to-back of Doctor Who, rather than a block of 7 and then a block of 6. So, in that sense, it makes sense, and all I say is, roll on every Saturday until the 1st of October.
Yeah.
If the stories are going to be like this, I mean, we know that the next one is going to be a bit creepy. We know that Craig from The Lodger is going to be back in episode 12. We know that David Walliams is going to be in one of the episodes, which is like set in a hotel, which has got all these weird creatures in and stuff, and they've got a clown that's always sad with a balloon, which, that looks pretty cool. We got the other one as well, which is, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Obviously, you're not seeing a lot of the last episode, because they don't want to tell you that.
Yeah.
They want to keep that quiet and everything. But the other episode, let me get down to the bottom. The girl who waited, we don't know much about that. But that sounds kind of similar to kind of what Amy had to do. So
yeah.
And remember, we've already had an episode with Amy in the title, with Amy's Choice.
Yeah.
Which was a genius episode in as well. And, the dark side of a Doctor.
Yeah.
And also it's a case of which actors are we going to see? Because there are some actors who have appeared in previous episodes, like Hugh Bonneville in The Curse of the Black Spot as the pirate. He was brilliant.
Oh, yes.
And a few of the actors I recognised as well from other dramas and stuff over here in the UK, from Rebel Flesh and the Almost People. And then Frances Barber as Eye Patch Woman she appeared in, I can't remember, what was it? She appeared in an earlier episode, and then she's appeared, she appeared in Almost People, and then Good Man Goes to War properly.
Yeah.
But, as I say, roll on 1st of October. Of course, I get to see it before you do, Billy, by about 6 hours or so, timeline-wise, but... God damn it. Next week is a 45-minute episode, certainly here in the UK, so it's going to be it's because this past one was 50, but all I'm saying is, you know, next week I'm going to say I can't wait for the girl who waited, which will be ironic, but, you know, there was a load of criticism of Matt Smith as well early on, like, why is he being made the Doctor, but
he's doing a real great job with
over season 5 and so far over season 6, you've seen a lot more. It's not humility for the Doctor, but you've seen a lot more of him emotionally.
Yes.
Going through a lot, which I think is full credit to Matt Smith's acting talents, because he was a relative unknown. He'd done a few side bits and stuff, but I say roll on that, and also hopefully later this year, in a side note, okay, we've got Torchwood going on now, which Billy can't watch, which is why we aren't talking about it here, but Sarah Jane Adventures, I'm looking forward to, given that the actress, you know, forgotten her name, the one that plays Sarah Jane. Everybody in the comments will be like, oh, it's this person. Can't remember. But the fact that she passed away, these are the last 6 episodes that can be done. They basically said after these 6, there's going to be no more. And the 2 episodes that I think that have featured the Doctor in the Sarah Jane Adventures have been absolutely brilliant. The one with the wedding of Sarah Jane was really touching and nice, and the one with Death of the Doctor, you know, was pretty cool because it also brought back his old companion from when he was John Pertwee. I've forgotten her name as well, which is annoying. Like, fanboys in the comments are going to be like,
yeah.
Which, I know, but I'm looking forward to that, and how the hell they're going to finish it off, given that they can't do any more, it's going to be confusing, and there's going to be, you know, there was a lot of kids unhappy about that, but, and then of course we've also got the Doctor Who Adventure game.
Oh yes,
which is coming
for the
end
iPhone.
of October. For the iPhone?
I thought you were talking. That's not the time.
No, it's the PC game. Well, it's a PC game.
Oh, okay.
The Doctor.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
We had 4 last time, which was one that featured the Daleks, one that featured the Cybermen. Then we had the TARDIS one, which you actually got to look around the TARDIS, including in his study, which you only seen once in the Doctor Who movie from '96. You actually got to go around it and find some interesting kind of cool stuff and get to fly the TARDIS. And Shadows of the Vashta Nerada, which came out last Christmas, which was the not the Cybermen, it was the people, you know, the skulls and the helmets that you saw in one episode, or the weird face people. We saw the Vashta Nerada in season 5 or whatever. Anyway, but we know this one that's coming up is featuring the gunpowder plot, so that's all we know really, but I'm guessing that's going to come after, you know, at Halloween, because the gunpowder plot was 1605 November the 5th, so it'll probably be like a Halloween tie-in to basically fill the gap between 1st of October and the 25th of December.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, the final notes about this episode, the WGS, our official rating for Let's Kill Hitler gets a 5 out of 5. Be sure you tune back in right here on the WGS YouTube channel next week for our review
we'll try and do it
9.
Next time we'll try and do it as a kind of instant reaction rather than a day later or so, but...
So, with that being said, he's the Studley Man Ashley. I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux. Thank you very much for watching.
Geronimo!